We all love the schools of our first wizard, mine being life. We also love the school of our secondary wizards, which we use less often, mine being storm. But what about the schools that annoy you the most? On this episode of Hidden Beta, I will be talking about balance being more overpowered than storm. You also might be saying, Mike, where the fuck is the China revised video? I reply, calm the hell down. I have to re-download it, and we all have finals, so you need to calm down. Enjoy this video instead. I'm still working on it, and I have to get all the footage again due to me having to format my hard drive since the last time I recorded that video in about, I think it was in August, right when school was about to start, and that was on my other laptop, which died. I'm still using its same hard drive, but I don't have the video files anymore, so I have to go re-record it. And not to mention, it's going to be a pain in the butt just to go through the video settings, sign up, get a mini number, and all that crap. There's something I would like to address before starting this video, and that would have to be regarding the last Hidden Beta video. That would be the Aquila Gear video. Now, in October, I released it for one day, and within that 24 hours, I got at least 6 dislikes, which was pretty bad, and a couple comments, one from Nugs1951. Now, we do not want to make a bad image of him or ourselves. So, we simply just deleted the video to prevent further controversy. And I did say in the video that I was not going to be talking about the level 90 gear, but some people might have not heard it, I'm not sure, but Nugs1951 was right that I should have mentioned it, and the next Aquila Gear video, I'll try to execute it much better. And I actually didn't realize that there was a Zeus set. I don't know if I mentioned it because that was released like 4 months ago. I can't remember the whole entire video, what I said. But I was mainly just touching upon the Senator set, and I didn't make that clear. And that was entirely my fault. I should have known that there was something better than that, and I shouldn't have been ridiculing King's Isle for that. Now on to the video. Now I do know that Nugs1951 watches our videos, and I hope he didn't unsubscribe from us, but I do want to say one thing, that we do watch your work, and we do like it quite a lot. So we were quite shocked when we found you commenting in our videos. It opened my eyes pretty wide when I saw it, because I'm like, okay, I didn't actually know that you watch our videos until I asked Ryan and John. But besides that, we're going to get to the video now. As you all probably know, I'm Storm in life, and out of all the other schools, I would have to say that balance is more overpowered than Storm. This is all in my opinion. Now, if I was saying that 4 years ago, I'd be saying the exact opposite because of some other key factors, which I will get into later. But for right now, we're going to focus on the present. If you PvP at low level, you probably know the max judgment trick. It's so fucking annoying. You have to kill them before they reach 5 power pips, and the rest being normal pips. And if you don't have Commander Gear Resist, then you're simply screwed. Even with the Veterans Gear. If you're a Storm, and you're not going Burst, you're screwed that way too, because you have the least health. Balance has no specified shield, except for a tower shield, which Ice has. And that's only 50% too. I guess it's okay because of its being balanced between all schools. When they start putting weaknesses on you, it gets annoying. Where the hell does it come from? Honestly, weakness, what does that have to do with sand? Then you throw in accuracy into the mess, and that completely screws everything up, because then they have another alternative to put on after they successfully put on a weakness. I mean, this is starting to get ridiculous. What does Black Mantle have to do with sand? What does it have to do with balance? I mean, come on, okay, that would be more like unbalance if you're trying to decrease their accuracy. Seriously. What's next, King Town? You're gonna give them all of our shields? Sure, why not? They're balanced. They should have everything. What are you gonna do next? Give them control over the whole entire fucking circle? We then have to get rid of the shields, which I mostly just shatter. However, balance has a counter to this. Of course, they have to have everything, right? A minion. A minion that can shield, use weaknesses, black mantles, and attack. And put hexes. All of that. I find myself being foiled by this piece of shit. Mostly. Because whenever I try to shatter, it shields. It shields him right after if I'm going first. And if I'm second, then he's just simply going to put a shield on right when I'm about to attack him. So it's basically 100% checkmate for shatters, making them useless. But there is a counter to the max judgment trick. And this spell is called Unbalance. Yes, this is the holy grail to our solution. Now, you have to be level 40. Wait, no, I think it's level 40. I'm not sure. I think it's... Whatever, go look it up. Go look Unbalance up on Google, someone. Anyway, Unbalance is a balanced dispel, in which most cases I find balance users pissed off about it, as well as it being extremely rare, because not that many people expect it, and honestly, from what I've understand, all the matches I've done, and because not that many people use it from what I understand. Yet, this spell is very strict on its use, though. You have to use it at the right time. You have to predict whether you're going to attack or put a blade on, because some people want to overkill you, some people want just to attack. And you want to put it on when they're about to attack, and because when they use a judgment, they're going to lose all their pips when they fizzle, and that will put them back to square one and give you some time. Only work if you're going first. If you're going second, then there is a complication to this. You're going to have to put a cloak on it in order for them not to realize it's a balance spell, and this pretty much only works once. Unless they're very stupid. But I find it sometimes that it simply just delays inevitable. And they keep shielding and bracing themselves for a more powerful attack, stack more blades on than usual. And these don't have the blades from when they're just about to cast it, but it just fizzled. So they simply just have to put it on top of it, and wham, they have more blades and more power. And they just have to wait for more pips. All the benefits of balance, you may find yourself in some cases that it won't work. And that happens sometimes. You have to accept your losses, but really, honestly, it's really annoying when more than 50% of the people you face are balanced. Now, I further prove this with I did 22 ranked matches, both on different days. One in December, December 12th, or no wait, December 17th, and then on January 6th. I record all mine into an Excel document, what the school was, the person I was facing, the name, the what spell was used to defeat him, any notes I could use possibly if I run into him again. I mean, honestly, not that many people do this, I really don't think. Now, what you're about to see is a screenshot of the Excel document, and first night, December 17, 2013, I cannot recall what time I did all these matches at, but the first 5 matches weren't balanced, which really surprised me, actually. But after that, I got 3 matches with balanced wizards and lost 2 of them, all to max judgments. This was recorded from a date I cannot remember if I did have them balanced, but the point is that I lost from a max judgment and it's being used frequently in December. 3 weeks later, in January, at about 10 p.m. Central Time, I did more ranked matches, and I can verify that I did have Unbalanced in that deck at that time, which was yesterday from this being recorded. Now, the first match I got was Balance. This guy did all of the following, which I talked about before this. He spammed shields, he spammed black mandals, he spammed weaknesses, he used Bander Minion, and he used a max judgment. Even with Unbalanced, I was outmatched, and I fizzled him twice. Not to mention this guy was a complete asshole for mocking me for being lower level than him. And honestly, I didn't get a puppet. That I could be pretty thankful for. But seriously, I just got to the point, I put him on ignore right after the match, and I'm like, you know what, if I run into you again, I'm going to whoop your ass. I then got 5 matches without balance, probably because other people had school the next day, and this was at night. This match, when I finally did get balanced, changed my view a little bit, because she was balanced, she didn't use her own school, she used Medusa. And when I wasn't expecting it right after, she would start using stun spells to get rid of the stun shields. Then she would start picking at my health with Hydra, which, again, I should have expected that, but honestly, she just had like 3 blades. She had 4 blades before she started using Medusa and all that. 4 balance blades and a myth blade. I thought she was going to Chimera, actually, so I That turn, right when I was about to shield, she used Medusa, and my stun block didn't block it. I was surprised. Even the actual stun, she used at least 4 stuns in that whole entire match, and I didn't block one of them. This caught my eye because she was using variety and wasn't using her primary skill only, which most balanced people don't do often. The last match was very much like the first, except I wasn't harassed, which I am not complaining about, but she overkilled me. I only had 400 health, and she took her time to put up tons of blades to do 3,847 damage with a max judgment, which was completely unnecessary, and she had tons of chances to kill me, but I couldn't kill her. Now for higher levels, it's a different story. When I say King Zhao should give balance control of the battlefield, I didn't literally fucking mean it. Balance at level 72 gets a spell that is godly, called Mana Burn, which literally gives him, and I quote, power over the whole entire fucking battlefield. This scares users into using their pips in fear of losing their pips and taking large damage. Now how in fuck does this have to do with balance? It mostly unbalances things, and the whole entire point of balance is to balance things, and that is really descriptive, isn't it? No, it's not. But I find it more fitting in Myth, given that they can get rid of blades and shields. Why can't they get rid of pips too? I mean, seriously, I would find it fitting if it was in Myth. Give that school a freaking job. I mean, come on. Usually those schools are ungodly weak, depend on minions, and as well as that, they also need to be able to do some damage. I mean, come on. But Balance then learns another spell called Supernova at level 75. This spell does quite a large amount of damage for a 2-pip spell. It does about 1,000 damage if you use Colossal on it, which you get at Zafaria at Deep... I think it's Deep Jungle. I always get that freaking name confused. But besides that, this will really trouble users if your pet does a May cast like Infallible or something like that. It's any astral spell, you're probably going to be screwed, because he can just spam that and keep doing like literally 1,000 damage to you. If he criticals you, it's going to even be more devastating. Now, you may be asking, why can't we just use Unbalance? It's pretty useless now because unlike Judgment, where you use all of the pips, these spells, alright, Mana Burn uses 5 pips, and Supernova uses 2 pips. It's pretty pointless if they were to fizzle that. It wouldn't be that much big of a loss. They could pretty much just do it again. The only exception to this would be Sabretooth, but from Ryan's experience in PvP, he hasn't really seen anyone use a 10-pip spell. That was Balance, at least. Now, why do I say that Balance is more overpowered than Storm? Because it has more benefits than Storm. Storm doesn't have any defensive benefits. It gets the least amount of health. The only good thing about it is Enfeeble, Supercharge, and Wild Bolt. The reason that Storm was cheap 4 years ago is because Wild Bolt only used to do 1,000 instead of 10, 100, and 1,000. But it had low accuracy, like about 30%. Storm lost its cheapness over time, and it looks like King Zhao is going to keep it that way when they released Insane Bolt, which evens it out with the chance that it will defeat the user, so it doesn't look like they're going to be changing it any other time soon. Now, there is another spell I do want to talk about, which would be the Balanced Lore spell. It's the Lore Master, or it's at least the model of the Lore Master. Now, basically, a book comes out of nowhere, and then it just opens, and then it puts a weakness and a Black Mantle on you. This is another example of a cheap spell for low levels. I just forgot to mention it earlier, so it's going to be at the end. That's pretty much it with Balance and my opinion on it. Remember, this is only my opinion, and don't do anything stupid, because I guaranteed anything stupid in the comments, I'm going to remove it, and I will block. This is Mike from CJMNetwork. See you next time.